Hey guys, how you doing? This is Martin and welcome to the sales page for my new product, GDPR MySites. Now this is something that we built out of necessity for our own business, and I was talking to my dev team and we decided let's make this an app and make it available to all of our customers as well, because GDPR is something that everyone, if you do any marketing online, you must comply with. So if you somehow have not heard about GDPR or what it is, it's basically a new law from the EU which stands for General Data Protection Regulation, and it's all to do with how online businesses and marketers handle people's private data, everything from their name, their location, their email, all that kind of stuff. And you've obviously heard recently about all the big scandals about people's data breaches and all that. So this is kind of the EU locking that down. Now a lot of people have been thinking that, oh, I'm in the United States or I'm in Australia or whatever, I don't need to worry about this. The EU is over 500 million people, and they've got a lot of reach, and they will be chasing up people from other countries or big brands from other countries if they do not comply. If you sell into the EU as well, any of those 500 million people plus, then you must comply with this. So effectively it means every online business needs to toe the line with this law, even though it is only to do with EU citizens. So we were thinking, and we were saying to ourselves that this is very unsexy, unglamorous stuff. People are going to hate complying with this. We are going to hit all the extra work and legal jargon and all this kind of stuff, maintaining the hundreds of existing websites we have. We need to make a solution where we can easily manage this from one central hub, automate the whole thing, and then just let it do what it has to do. So that's what we created GDPR MySites for, and we think this is a powerful solution that every one of you needs. A big distinction to make here as well is this app is completely cloud-based. You have nothing to install, nothing to download, and it works on every website. It's not limited to just WordPress or non-WordPress, whatever. Everything that you need is in here. All you do is create it, copy and paste one single line of code, and right away your website is GDPR compliant. So let's jump over and take a look and see it in action. So first thing you get when you sign up is an online account. You log into GDPR MySites. This is where you create your campaigns. Now the beautiful thing about our solution is if you have maybe say 50 websites, that's going to be a lot of different places to have all this GDPR stuff. And the GDPR stuff basically amounts to things like your privacy policy, your terms and conditions, and two big things are a way for people to request the data that you have in your different systems about them, and a way for them to request that you delete that data permanently and irrevocably. It's called the right to be forgotten. So those two things are like separate apps, and all the terms and conditions and stuff, it's a display requirement. You have to make it easier for people to find that and to see what your policy is for their data, etc. So I'm going to just mention now, obviously I'm not a lawyer, nor are we a law firm, so we do have kind of placeholder data that we've got here from some sources, but you must do your own due diligence. And if you want to get a lawyer to come up with a draft terms and conditions specific to your business, you can do all that. We give you the tools to put it all in place and manage it. So what you can do is you can create your campaign, and you can embed the same campaign on loads of different websites, and you can make one edit to your terms and conditions and it will automatically update on all your websites. So on one hand, you might have 10 WordPress sites, you might have 5 apps, and you might have 20 old HTML websites. You can add this one line of code to all of those and update it in one place, and everything will update automatically without you having to save anything extra, do any work to those sites, or anything at all. And this is a big thing too. Let's say you change your terms of business, you have a new refund policy. This is a great way for you to make that change throughout your entire company easily without having to go to other places. So these are some ones I've set up now. I'm going to go in and click just to edit one to show you what the data looks like, and I'll make one from scratch here first. So this is a website I had for promoting the videos launch that happened recently. So as you can see, there's no GDPR stuff here at the moment. We've just got our normal website and review. So if I wanted to add GDPR compliance now, I'd have to add terms and conditions, privacy policy, cookie consent, and a method for them to request their data, and a method for people to delete or ask for their data to be deleted. So let's go into the GDPR MySites now, and we're going to create this campaign. So we're going to click create campaign, and this is where it comes in now. So I'm just going to call it video 1. Now the first option you get is to make it show for EU countries only. So you can set this to show only for people in the EU, or you can make it show for everyone. So I'll just leave it to show for everyone. Now we can set up our colors for the icon and stuff. So the icon background, we'll just make it white. Give it a border color. We'll give it red border. The icon color itself, so we'll give it yellow color. I'm not putting too much time into picking these colors. They might look a bit crazy, but our title color, text color. So this way you can brand it all to match your websites. And we've got our cookie policy button. We leave these buttons as they are, and the button text. Now we've got the option to turn the cookie policy off and on. So we've got our default text here. You can add any text you want, any images, any stuff you want. And there's the title. Then we've got our button labels and the privacy center. The privacy center is where all your GDPR stuff is, your terms and conditions, privacy policy, and the data request and the data deletion request. So all the labels that you can edit. I'm going to leave these all as default colors. Now this is the cool part. So you can set, actually before I show you these, if we go down, we've got our legal content now. We've got our cookie policy, which is a big long-winded legalese thing, and it mentions your website address and your website name in loads of places. So the old way of doing this, or what some other products might have, is you'd have to go in and manually edit all this text. Same for the privacy policy, and this is loads and loads of data. Same for your terms and conditions. So what we've done is we've built an easy way for you to just type your website name, the URL, and your company name and your support email. Type all of those in one place. It'll automatically save it then within all this data. And even if you got a lawyer, or yourself, if you wrote your own content, you can just put in the placeholder token, which we have here. It's like the hashtag thing, and then that will automatically be inserted anywhere it appears. And come down now to our data request app. This is where people contact you to basically ask for the data that you have on them. So that's the content for that. And then this is one for them to request it's deleted. Two of these are key parts of the GDPR regulation. So you add all that there, you simply save it. This takes us back to the dashboard. So now you can see how quickly I've done that. It's like less than a minute. We click copy, embed code. I've jumped into my editor where I've built that page, and I'm just pasted in this one single line of code, pasted it in. I'm going to save it now. I'm going to go back to my website. Just going to give it a moment, and I'm going to refresh now. And you will see in the bottom left, it just loaded up now. This is the GDPR MySites in action. So the first thing is it comes up with the attention required. You can change the icon, all the colors, the text. People need to accept the cookie consent, so they accept that. Now it changes down here, go to message saying click this icon anytime to open the privacy center. This is where your main GDPR compliance happens. Someone clicks this, it opens up. We've got our cookie policy, and you see it's got the title I gave it. I called it video site, and I added my GDPR website URL. We've got our privacy policy. It's all in here. We've got our terms and conditions. Obviously you can edit all these and do the legal stuff like I said. Data request, this is where people can contact you to request their data. So just type in whatever email. This will hit the email that you've set up. I recommend using your support desk address, and you'll make sure you won't miss it. It just sends a request then. So I would get the email then with the person requesting their data, so I could comply with that. And the data deletion, it's the same kind of thing. You just enter an email, and when they get it, someone's asking their data to be deleted. So I go to all the different apps and things that I use, and I delete it. Now it's impossible for you to automate this data request and data erasure, because you could have someone's email address in WordPress, you could have it in Aweber, GetResponse, PayPal, all these different places. You will have to go and delete these if people request it. Now, I don't think many people are going to request their data to be deleted. They probably just unsubscribe from emails or something if that's what they want to do. But the key is, all of this is done in one place. Now, say let's say I had 20 websites. I could add that same line of code to all 20 sites, and this full GDPR policy compliance setup will work on those sites all from one central location. So what we've done here is basically we've looked at a problem we have in our business, and we've solved it in a smart way with an app that means we won't have to worry about this again. It's easy to maintain, it's easy to manage, it's easy to prove that we comply, and it was so useful and saved us so much time that I decided, you know what, pretty much all of my customers are people who market online or who are interested in marketing online. They all need this as well. So that's why we have put this out there now as this kind of quick product. We're launching around the time GDPR compliance is a requirement and is coming in. So you've seen the dashboard here, you've seen how quick and easy it is. I made that live GDPR compliance now in like less than a minute. You could use other tools that are only going to work in WordPress, or you could go and hire some company that's going to charge you a lot of money to do this, or you can just get compliant now to the level you need, and you'll be up and running in a few minutes. I will stress though, a big part of GDPR compliance, it's not what you show on your website, it's how you treat people's data. You should always treat it with respect, keep it secured, and if people want to be forgotten and not get contacted, you can do that, and this app lets you manage that as well. So we've got this for sale now on just a very low cost launch price. To be honest, when I sell this, once we've sold whatever amount we sell, we're just gonna break even on the development cost on this, but I don't mind, I'm happy with that. We've just kind of built this and priced it to cover our base and cover our costs. I'm just emailing this to my own customers. I'm not doing a public launch to try to cash in on this. I'm not doing a big thing with affiliates. You're not going to see people emailing this. It's just a tool we've simply made to help our customers, put it out there at an affordable price, and hopefully you can see the benefit in this. So that's it. Thanks for watching the video, and best of luck with all your GDPR compliance.